All right, so we're here after two pretty crazy games. I got my buddy Tristan Garrison over here. Got no idea what he's wearing. Known Tristan a long time. Glad to have him on. Crazy Pistons comeback versus the Magic. Just got PTSD from the Cavs and Raptors game where RJ Barrett hits a shot that goes off the back of the rim, um, and then bounces in with a couple seconds left, just like the Tyrese Halliburton shot last year. For those of you that don't know, if you can see the decal behind me, and all my Knicks stuff in here. I'm a big Knicks fan, so yeah. Um, Tristan, let's start off with Pistons and Magic though. Was this a worse Magic loss or a better Pistons win?
Definitely a worse Magic loss, no question about that.
I agree.
Um, Magic defeated themselves there in the second half. 24 lead at halftime, completely blew it. Obviously, Cade Cunningham pops off in the fourth quarter. I think 17 in the fourth. Great performance by him, but like we've seen all series, he's really the only thing, sans Tobias Harris, that's really keeping this Pistons offense going. And the Magic just defeated themselves this time, and they're really going to have to pull it together over at Little Caesars Arena to get the series.
I totally agree. The Magic just went ice cold, honestly. Just missed a ton of open shots. Not to discredit the Pistons defense. Asar
Yeah.
Thompson was incredible tonight. His best game of the series by far. Um, Pistons definitely did what they had to do to get that win. But on the flip side, I agree with you. It's a worse Magic loss. The Magic just went ice cold. I don't really think we learned anything new about the Pistons tonight. Do you?
No, they, everybody, mainly Detroit fans, have been, painting this Detroit team this year as a gritty team, calling them the new bad boys, saying they're the most tough defensive team that we've seen in years.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
And I can't argue that they're gritty. They're a defensive team. I definitely agree that they are better on the defensive side on the ball than they have been on the offensive this year. And the defense is what has got them the number one seed in the East this season. But we this game didn't really show us anything new. Like you were saying, and I think I probably am probably a little bit more adamant on it than you. I really think the Magic just defeated themselves this game. I really don't think that the Pistons put up that great of a performance this game, and just based on the first half and based on what was happening on the offensive side of the ball, I really think that the Pistons deserve to lose this game.
Totally agree. Gonna read you a couple player stats real quick. Not so great. Paulo Banchero, 17 and 10, which for the best player in your team in a game six of a playoff series, not good.
Yeah.
To go along with it, 20% field goal percentage. We're gonna go down to Jalen Suggs, 7 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. I mean, he didn't score well, but decent rebounds and assists. Shot 10% from the field.
Yep.
And at one point, the Magic missed what, like 24 shots in a row.
Yeah.
And honestly, like no matter what team you're playing in a playoff game, if you miss 24 shots in a row, first off, you don't deserve to win. Second
No.
of all, you're probably going to lose. And I think that's honestly just what we saw tonight. So going off of that, game seven, expectations, I would assume that the betting odds are going to be pretty even. I would probably say that I'd probably think the Pistons will be favored by 2.5 points, would be my guess. Um, but what are your expectations for game seven?
Um, f- First, we got to look at home court advantage. The Pistons have been stellar at Little Caesars Arena this season. The energy in there is up. Like I said, Detroit fans, I have found them quite annoying this season. But
Every year,
there
but
has,
that's okay.
yeah, you do have to look at the energy that they bring to every game. You do have to look at the energy in the arena. That is going to be at an all-time high, and that really does make a difference. But secondly, you got to look at the Magic and how hot and cold they've been this season, and even
Yeah.
last season as well. Their star player, Paulo Banchero, he is the definition of hot or cold, man. He's either having an
Hmm.
insane night
Yeah.
or
It's
he's
insane.
putting up or he's putting up 17 points.
He's either
Um,
he's either like freaking 2013 LeBron or he's
yeah,
what, some bench player. Like it's crazy.
yeah. I also, you got to look at the Pistons star player Cade Cunningham coming off a collapsed lung, putting up the performances he's been putting up, just
Yeah.
incredible. when the Pistons fans talk about the grittiness of this team, that is their leg to stand on is
Hmm.
Cade Cunningham, very gritty
Absolutely.
player, a great team player as well. Not only can he take the ball to the hole, not only can he shoot the three ball, not only can he take over the offensive side of the ball consistently, but he also makes every player on the floor better around him on the offensive side of the ball,
Absolutely.
which is a great quality to have. And then lastly, I would look at this isn't huge, but Desmond Bain. This game, he's usually great on the 3-pointer, and that has been huge for the Magic. Is Desmond Bain on the kick out three?
Three for
And
nine.
man, yeah, and man, was he cold today. And
3 for 9.
if Desmond Bain puts on a performance like he did tonight, then I do not see the Magic winning this game.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Yeah, and to go off of what you said about Cade, I have really grown to appreciate watching him play. I think my favorite characteristic about watching Cade play, and this is almost every single game. I was just texting this to a couple of my friends the other day, that are big Pistons fans. He's so smooth. Every
Yeah,
single thing that he does is so smooth. It's nice. He doesn't foul bait, which is really nice. He's definitely an ethical hooper. He's good on defense.
yep,
In games like this, he keeps his composure. I mean, he's still a very young player, and he has not really lost his composure
yeah,
in a big game like this. Now, last year during the Knicks playoff series, not to bring that up, but he wasn't great in a few of those games. But this playoffs, he's been so good. Unfortunately, he hasn't gotten the help, which is why the Pistons are where they're
yeah,
at in this 3-3 series when they're clearly the better team.
yeah.
But I think Cage is being so smooth and surgical with the ball is my favorite quality of him to watch, is what I would say.
Yeah, no, for sure. Also, I gotta say, the Pistons, the Pistons not playing Karis LeVert, I think was a great move on the
Yeah,
coaching side.
yeah. It's like,
he, he's consistently put them in a deficit stats wise on the
yeah,
floor. He is
yeah,
not. He's not earned his keep.
yeah.
So I think that was a great coaching decision. So
5 minutes tonight. Yeah,
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 yeah.
absolutely. I think
Five
this is the
minutes.
least
Yeah.
he's played in a while.
Yep.
For those of you that don't know, I live in Michigan. Tristan lives in Michigan. He's in college right now in Florida, but he's friends with a lot of Pistons fans, and so am I. We hear all the Pistons talk all the time. We're very immersed in it, and I don't remember another fan base hating a player as much as the Pistons fans hate Karis LeVert.
Yeah.
Like, it's wild, dude. And rightfully so. I don't think he should be getting minutes at all.
No.
Um, Part of me thinks this is like, okay, we paid good money for this guy. Like, we can't just let him rot away on the bench.
Yeah.
And he was also good last year on Cleveland, but clearly this isn't the team for him. But yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
Um, Only playing him 5 minutes tonight was definitely a win for JB Bickerstaff.
Yeah.
Um, I
Also,
think. Go ahead.
Sorry. Isaiah Stewart not getting a lot of play time. Um,
No, he didn't, which was kind of surprising. I
yeah.
believe last night he played a lot. Or the other night he played a lot. If I'm
Yeah,
not
no,
mistaken.
he played most of the game. I'm looking at the stats right now: 8 minutes and zero stats for
Yeah,
Isaiah Stewart. So,
yeah,
and then I also want to talk about B-ball Paul Reed.
yeah.
Consistently makes his team better when he's on the floor. A very good bench player. I would like to see him get a little more play time. He had 11 minutes,
Yeah,
six
11 minutes.
six 6 points and 6 rebounds in those 11 minutes.
He
That's
played a third.
yeah,
He played a third of the minutes that Jalen Duren
yeah.
played and had 2 less points and 3 less rebounds. Like,
Yes, 6 points, six rebounds. You gotta play him. He's earning his keep there. Duncan Robinson also being fantastic outside the arc consistently.
he was good. He had some big
Yeah,
shots.
yes, very very good guard there for the Pistons. And then Asar Thompson, his defense, man, it's stellar. He's not doing a ton on the offensive side of the ball, but
No,
when you got Cade and when you got Jalen Duren and you got Tobias Harris, you don't really need Asar Thompson except for the rebounds. And the difference that he's making on the defensive side of the court is just
it's
you
crazy.
have to start him.
Yeah. This is one of the best players that had 4 points in a game and shot like
Yeah,
28%. This was the best game of a player that had those stats like in a long time.
yeah,
Like, unbelievable on the defensive side. Clearly
well,
cemented,
yeah.
that he should be getting
Well,
all
and
NBA defense.
you can tell he's aware of it. Two for 7 from field goal, zero
Yeah,
threes taken. He's not taking those shots. He knows why he's on the floor and he's playing his role fantastically, and that's something you love to see on the court.
Completely agree. I actually think the biggest winner from tonight's game was JB Bickerstaff.
Yeah,
I'm gonna make the case here. So he does a great job this regular season, taking the Pistons, from one of the worst teams to one of the best teams. They had their kind of startup year last year. Did a great job this year. Should be a coach of the year nominee, and he was clearly. Don't know if he should have won, but different conversation. But man, dude, these first that was just game six. The first 5 games of this series, he was awful,
yeah,
terrible.
terrible, terrible.
He had
Yeah, I agree.
absolutely no like concept of what lineups to run. Like honestly, like he coached like all these players got on the bus like yesterday, like just from a random, street ball, you know, court outside, and like he's trying to fit them together. But uh I think he finally learned though tonight, like, hey, like let's not play Karis LeVert
Yeah,
an
yeah,
obnoxious amount of minutes. You know,
yeah.
he should have given Paul Reed more playing time, which has been
Uh-huh.
preached the entire series.
Yeah.
Um, but if JB Bickerstaff would have lost this game tonight, if the Pistons didn't make the conference finals next year, I I'm not sure Pistons fans would necessarily be cool with him anymore, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think he'd hold on just because they were the number one seed in the East this season.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, definitely the love for him would go down. I do want to
Yeah.
say in support of him, just his composure all game. Down 24 coming into the second half. You can see on a lot of these coaches' faces that man, they're pressed, they're scrambling, they're switching the defense constantly, trying to get something to work. JV Bickerstaff, this game, you saw him, he was composed. He didn't yell at the refs. He was composed with his players,
Mm-hmm.
and you couldn't tell a lot of emotion on his face, even when they got up at the end
Yeah.
of the fourth there.
Yeah.
And I think that composure is a very good coaching quality to have, and I think that really did a lot for him this game. I think the players saw that, and I think the players
Absolutely.
used that.
Absolutely. And the Pistons are a team built on culture and playing hard and just beating the other team into submission. And so
Yeah,
a lot of emotion and passion gets thrown into that. And so what happens is when JB Bickerstaff is obviously likes to display his emotions, a lot of coaches do, but he especially does. And
yeah,
sometimes it bites him in the butt. But
yeah,
a lot of times what can happen on emotional teams like that is the coach and the staff who are supposed to be the leader get emotionally out of control. It starts happening with the players get in their heads, and then everything starts spiraling, which probably
yeah,
happened a lot in the first 5 games, to be honest. But
yeah,
completely agree. JB Bickerstaff kept his head well, kept his composure well, coached a really good game, and we'll see what
yeah.
happens in game 7. Any
Yeah.
closing thoughts on this series so far?
No, it's been a great series. I've been kind of pulling for the Magic, but they fell apart here, and just with how hot and cold they've been this season,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a great game. And I'm looking here at the stats, man. It really does come down to the defensive side of the ball. I'm looking field goal percentage, Magic 34.6, Pistons 40, 6% point difference. 3 pointers, 25 for the Magic, 33 for the Pistons. Free throw percentage, 76 from the Magic and 76 as well for the Detroit Pistons. So we're not seeing a ton of variables on the offensive side of the court. Bankero and Cade Cunningham, they're a good balance for each other especially when Bankero is playing his best game. So I think this game is really
Which
going to
was
come
not
down to
tonight.
defense. Which was not tonight. Yeah,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
explains the breakdown
It's
in the
not
second
great.
half.
Not great.
But I think defense is really where the series is going to be won, and I think the Pistons have a leg up here, especially with Asar Thompson playing as well as he is on the
Yeah.
defensive side of the ball. So
Absolutely. That's just those players like that nowadays with how deep the league is with offensive talent right now. Like those players are just invaluable. Like you've got to have
yeah,
them on your team.
yeah,
All right, so let's transition here. I want to talk Cavs Raptors for a minute, and only a minute because there's no one really cares about it. It seems or that series, to be honest. Great series, but
yeah.
two teams that no one's really considered about. And then I want to talk about your Celtics, but let's start here. um,
Please
Cavs and
no.
Raptors. Raptors win in overtime, 112 to 110. caught most of the game. I was more focused on the Magic and Pistons game.
Yeah, same.
Um, Evan Mobley, 26 points, 14 rebounds, 60% from the field. Was
Yeah,
not a great series for him so far. Took his stock took a lot of hit before tonight. Good comeback game for him for sure. Um, trying just taking a look at the box score here. The game just ended like maybe 10 minutes ago.
yeah,
But yeah, like I said, pretty irrelevant series. I don't really think either of these teams have a chance to make it out of the next round, to be honest with you.
yeah.
Um,
I agree. I agree. You,
but I
I
was
do got to.
expecting though. One second, I was expecting Cleveland to win tonight. But anyway,
Okay.
what were you gonna say?
No, I got to take a second to talk about James Harden
Yeah, let's do it. Let's
because
do it.
gosh, man,
Playoff
44,
James.
44 minutes 44 minutes, 16 points, 5 for 14 from the inside the arc, 1 for 4 from the 3, 5 for 5 free throws, 9 rebounds, 9 assists, almost going for a triple double here. But from one of the most efficient scorers in the league, this is unacceptable. 44 minutes and
It's
16 points on the
it's
floor is
insane. Like
unacceptable. Playoff James Harden. I don't know what these teams are thinking. Every team that
either.
gets James Harden right at the trade deadline, right at playoff time, I don't know why they think it's going to be
Even
any
before the
different.
season starts, like
He is consistently choked in the playoffs his entire career.
completely agree. Completely agree. This is like this is one of the best 30 scorers, 20,
Yeah,
15 scorers to ever play the game of basketball. And this dude just does not show up in big games. It just doesn't happen.
1 for 4 from the 3 point with 44 minutes. Unacceptable.
Do you have I've never seen a big I think James Harden since I started watching sports, which has been what, 18 years now. I'm 21. I don't remember ever watching a bigger a bigger big game choker in the playoffs than James Harden. And mind you, I'm a Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
Like I've seen a lot of chokes in the playoffs. Like I can you think of any singular athlete that has choked more in the playoffs and worse than James Harden?
No, man, it's bad.
It's bad. It's so
Yeah,
bad.
it's very bad.
I just feel
And
like he's like
it's bad because of how great of a player he is.
he's still unbelievably
Yeah,
good.
unbelievable.
Every single team that he's on, he makes better immediately. He's a
Yeah,
great team player, a great passer, clearly a great shooter. Like I said, one of the best 15 scorers to ever play the game. And I'm going to keep narrowing it down. Probably top 10 at this point. But I don't get this. I just don't. But yeah. And not to mention, if you think game 6 was bad, you should look at James Harden track records for game 7s. They're not
yeah,
definitely not
yeah,
anywhere close to that. Like they're way worse than that. So we'll see what happens. I honestly expected Cleveland to win tonight. Like I said, I didn't really think
yeah,
Toronto was that great of a 5 seed, to be honest. I would have taken Orlando and Philadelphia over Toronto
yeah,
both. But hey, Raptors, they're well coached. Got one
yeah.
of the best
And,
fan bases in the league. So good for
well,
them.
the player to talk about on the Raptors, Scotty Barnes, consistently putting up decent numbers. Tonight was honestly an off day for him, but still great. 25 points, 11 for 21 from inside the arc.
How many minutes did he
But
have? Because he's playing a little bit banged up.
yeah,
Oh
he
my
had
gosh,
48. He had
holy
48 minutes.
crap.
A lot of usage, but really, what I'm looking at here is 14 assists, 3 steals, and 3 blocks.
Very good all around game.
So yeah, so definitely running the offense, but also uh, also a great help defensively on the defensive side of the ball. So definitely looking at him as the player for the Raptors.
Yeah, totally agree. All right. So now we're gonna get all doomy and gloomy on you. You're wearing a green shirt.
Yeah,
Big Celtics fan.
yeah,
Me being a Knicks fan, I do like the Celtics. I know New York fans are supposed to hate Boston teams. I hate the Red Sox with a burning passion. Hate the Patriots. Hate the Bruins.
yeah.
I do like the Celtics though. Hate their fans. Like the Celtics. Always have.
I, Same way with the Knicks.
What is happening?
Where do I start?
Like it's a big question, but it's
Yeah,
a good question. Like this doesn't make any sense.
yeah. Where do I start, man? Um, I gotta commend the 76ers before I even get into Boston.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tyrese Maxey is an incredible basketball player.
He's incredible.
He's a freak. He is the quickest player I've ever seen on the floor, just
Well, yeah, I would
running
say so.
past everybody. Game six here, 40 minutes, 30 points, 5 for 5 from the free throw, 3 for 5 from the 3 point, 11 for 22 inside the arc. That's 50% from inside the arc. 5 rebounds. Sorry, 2 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. Just he's incredible. And then pairing him with VJ Edgecombe, who's coming to this team, he's coming to this franchise, he gets some new life into it. And then Joel Embiid, man, who is such an anomaly to me because
Yeah.
he just doesn't seem like he wants to play the game. And
I
then
mean,
come playoff time, 19 points in 34 minutes, 10 rebounds, 8 assists. I just they're playing great team basketball. The 76ers are
yes, they
great
are.
team basketball. They're moving the ball so well on the offensive side. They're playing good defense. Not that they have to against the Celtics right now, because holy cow, you know, Jason Tatum comes back. JT, Jaylen Brown has been a star this season. He really rallied the Celtics team together when Jason Tatum was out. Jason Tatum comes back right before the playoffs, and we're expecting the dynamic duo back, man. And they cannot work well together. They have not played well together. I don't know if it's ISO syndrome. I don't know what's going on, but Jaylen Brown gets the ball every time, man. He wants to attack it. He wants to take a fadeaway under double teamed. He wants to take a fadeaway from the free throw line. He cannot dish the ball. And then Jason Tatum's doing the same thing, man, when he gets the ball. We used to see such chemistry from these two players who are the stars of the Celtics. We are not seeing it, especially in this game six, man. Absolute breakdown from them. I do want to give a shout out, though, to Peyton Pritchard. Peyton Pritchard has been playing well. He's
Been
been a
good.
very good role player for this team. Derek White, again, that
Not been
terrible
good.
performance. Yeah, terrible
Terrible.
performance from
Terrible.
Derek White. Sam Hauser, not great from him either, man. So, but really, what I need to stress here is Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. They're supposed to be all stars. They're supposed to be two of the greatest players right now, and man, they are just not doing it. And
Yeah.
I also got to do a shout out to Nikola Vucevic. Sorry, my sister was calling me. Um, Vucevic, he has been a good center for them.
They're
Stop.
giving him a shout out?
Yes, I'm giving Vucevic a shout out for the series, not for
What?
not for not for Game Six.
For the series
Um,
though?
yes, for the series,
All right, let's hear
Vucevic.
it.
Yes, he's been consistent in the paint, man. Vucevic has when especially Grayson, stop calling me. Especially with offensive rebounds this series.
All right.
I think he has put a lot of life into the Celtics game, not in game six, but I do want to shout out Vucevic just for the series as a whole. I think he's put some life into this team on the rebound side of the ball.
All right. Well, I totally disagree, and I'm going to read you the last three stats for Vucevic for this is going back to game three now.
Yep.
Vucevic, 19 minutes, 4 points, terrible. 5 rebounds. All right.
Yep.
Now we're going to go to game four.
Yep.
Vucevic, 15 minutes, 8 points, 2 rebounds.
Yep.
Maybe I went back too far. Anyway, my overall point is that I don't think Vucevic has anything left in the tank. I don't think he's
Really?
contributing at all. No, I think he's been terrible. I think that he's good in a team like Chicago, where the offense can kind of do whatever it wants and it's a lot more free style of offense. But in an offense like Joe Mazzulla's, where it's a lot more structured and definitely a lot more outside in offense, where they're taking a lot of threes and not really playing in the paint on offense that
Yep.
much, he struggled. He hasn't been good. But like to echo you though, I would definitely put the blame on Tatum and Brown. The blame on Tatum and Brown for sure, but also a lot of credit to the Sixers guys. Ubre's been fantastic
Yes.
on defense. Been so good.
Okay. Yep.
The other thing is like we've now somehow gotten like 2019 Paul George back.
Oh, I know. Yeah, Paul George is putting on an
Playoff
insane
P is
performance.
here. Like
Yeah, no, yeah, you got to give it to him. Yeah, I agree.
he's been awesome on defense.
Yep.
He's like dropping like 20 points a game. Like
Yeah.
you can't really ask for anything more from him. Like especially coming off a drug suspension like that, and who knows, he might still be on drugs the way he's playing right now. Um, he's playing incredible.
Yeah.
And B, like I I don't really find myself ever rooting for players that just don't play. I have a big problem with how many games Embiid has missed, and
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
the process identification that he's given himself. I don't like it at all, but I do find myself cheering for Embiid. Like he's a great player to watch, and he's just a monster. Like when he plays and he's healthy, he's this
Yeah.
good. He can beat the Boston Celtics. Um, but anyway, moral of the story: I think that the Sixers were very underrated coming into the postseason because we didn't see their three guys together as much as
Yeah.
should have been, obviously. But when their three guys play together, we saw flashes in the regular season. They're good. They're really good.
Yeah.
So we've talked about everything in the East. Looks like we've got about 4 minutes left on the meeting
I,
here.
I, I do got to go back to that Vucevic take.
Go ahead.
We were definitely reading the wrong stat line on that. So we were talking about
Did you read?
Nehemias.
That's funny.
Yep.
Okay. I
Yeah.
was gonna say, bro,
But
Vucevic has not done anything.
can I? But so take everything I said about Vucevic and give it to Nehemias. And I think I got a
More
valid take
valid.
on that one.
More valid. More valid.
Yeah, I think I got a really valid take on that. I'm looking at 14 rebounds in Game 5,
Mm-hmm.
off 26 minutes, 8 points. Um, yeah, going to Game 3. Yeah, 7 rebounds, 13 minutes. Yeah. So yeah, what I was saying with that take was putting life into the offense on rebounds
Mm-hmm.
because JT and Jaylen Brown are not getting it done.
It's terrible.
And yeah, no, we're bricking a lot of shots, man. And those offense, if we're gonna stay in, which is a crazy thing to say with this ball, like it's crazy that I have to say this, but if we want to win this series, we got to have some offensive rebounds.
Oh yeah,
Now,
absolutely.
should that be the case? It should not. But the way we're playing, we got to have some offensive
Mm-hmm.
rebounds. We got to get the ball up more. So
Well, this is the
yeah,
issue with teams that live and die by the three. Like if you
yeah,
go cold, you're absolutely screwed, and that's exactly what's happening to
exactly.
the Bucks right now.
Yeah,
So I'm not gonna bring up the Knicks a lot on this podcast. I don't want to be a homer and get everybody super annoyed at me. Um, Huge Knicks fan though, but in
no,
all
it's hey man,
honesty,
let's talk about it. What a performance!
have you ever
Games
seen
Game 6. What a performance!
have you ever seen a bigger playoff win, more
No,
dominating playoff win than that? Like
no,
I haven't either. Like
no. It was incredible.
unbelievable.
Um, Unbelievable. I think the Hawks, man. Give the Knicks their flowers, but we got to talk about the Hawks absolutely breaking
It was
down,
bad.
man.
It was bad.
Terrible,
It was
terrible.
bad. The Knicks played the best they could have played, and the Hawks played the worst they could have
Yeah,
played.
yeah.
Um,
No, it was bad. It was like they were out of gas.
yeah.
The tank ran empty. They couldn't do anything. Yeah, it was rough, man. 50-point lead all the way up to all the way up to the fourth, man. So
Yeah.
all the way to the buzzer. Yeah, you can't. OG Ananobi just playing his shoes off, man. Um,
Yep.
yeah, I think he's definitely got to be the star of Game 6 here.
OG's been incredible. He's been
Yeah.
incredible.
So
Um, yeah, I like you said, I cannot remember a more dominating playoff one than that. And I again not trying to be a homer here, but I mean this Knicks team, if we're gonna play like this team can win the finals.
100%.
Like no
But
question.
but here's the issue: is we didn't see this until Game 6.
Right. I mean, well, game four. Let's see. I'm trying to remember. We won game. I can't even remember. But the last three games, our defense has just been honestly the best defense I've seen the Knicks play since I started watching the Knicks.
Yeah,
Defense has been unbelievable. Offense has been there. Um, if you look at Kurt Goldsberry from The Ringer, his efficiency charts that he puts out, Knicks
Uh-huh.
have the number one overall net rating, number one net in offense, number two in defense. Just been so good, so good.
Yeah.
I like I uh, in the Knicks fan pages, everybody's asking, would you rather play, you know, Boston or Philly? I'm like, if we play like this, I don't care. Bring them on, you know.
Yeah.
But all right, looks like our podcast is ending.
All right.
So good catching you. We'll do plenty more of these. But take care.
Yeah, you too.
All right, peace.
Thanks. Yeah, bye.